I was reading a study. You have more of a chance of getting into Yale or Harvard than you do getting a job as a bottle service waitress here. You did not get up to 212 and starve yourself to make women chase after you, right? That was not your point. Your point was to win, right? Some of these guys are doing it, and the majority of the reason is because they want to go to Encore Beach Club on a Saturday, and they want to take their shirt off in front of the girls. And the thing is, it's funny because this book right here by Dr. David Buss, they go over and under perception bias between men and women. Women tend to think men want them skinnier than we actually do. We tend to want women a little bit more athletic and like with curves, and men tend to think that they need to be bigger. And I was definitely a part of this where I wanted to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, it's like that's what but women like the leaner look. They like maybe Chris Hemsworth, like the superhero look, or maybe Brad Pitt in Fight Club, the super lean warrior look. The thing is, when you wear a t-shirt, you can't really see anything. You can't really see what's going on there. But these guys are like, they're taking world champion bodybuilder anabolics, but that's not their goal. But that's not their goal. Their goal is just to try to meet women. And it's just like, you don't need to be that big to try to get for women. Now, there is a certain subset of women that really like that. Like when you are that big, that's what they're looking for. But it's just one of these things where I just feel like it's a little bit misguided.
Well, I think there's been a changing of the tides, personally. Now, when I got into the sport, there was not a single female in the gym. I mean, if there was a female in the gym, you second guess if it was or not.
If it was a female, yeah.
But no, you see the girls that are in my gym, everybody's in great shape. They're not doing it to step on stage. A lot of these girls are doing it because they work, obviously we're in Vegas, right?
Or they're trying to win my $130,000 bikini competition at Wet Republic.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Throw it in.
Yeah.
But with that too. But there's a lot of girls that are, again, just as much as guys. They want to look good. They're working in a very, in an industry where egos and, everybody's looking for the attention. So having abs in a bikini, even though they don't want to compete, sets them aside from the rest. And also, as you know, in this town too, these girls have to petition and they have to, really go after their position every single year.
Yeah. So the tryouts are coming up here in a couple weeks. There's about 8,000 girls that try out. Each club hires 40 girls as cocktail servers, and there's maybe 5 like really decent pools, maybe 6 if you count like Flamingo. And so we're talking about 240 girls and 8,000 people coming to try out. So it's very hard.
And the competition is up.
Yeah, I believe it's like you have more of a chance of getting. I was reading a study. You have more of a chance of getting into Yale or Harvard than you do getting a job as a bottle service waitress here. The girls at Wet Republic were monsters. Like, I don't know if you remember the first couple of years there. I mean, that place, those girls all looked like they could squat 4 plates. It was crazy.
Like whales or like
no, like monsters, super ripped those first couple of years. And the thing is that's really interesting because it's kind of the opposite. If I'm a man and I have, I'm flabby, I have no drive, I have no sex drive or whatever, you can prescribe him testosterone. It's almost like scurvy. Scurvy is a vitamin C deficiency. Vitamin C is a miracle cure if you have a vitamin C deficiency. If you have hypogonadism, testosterone is a miracle cure if you have hypogonadism. But you can't do this with women. When women are depressed or whatever, I can't be like, here's 400 mgs of
oh my God.
Like, it would just destroy them, right? But the other thing is the Anavar, which is kind of a lot of the bikini models will take this stuff, and it will have certain physical changes to them, maybe even change their voice. They'll look good for a while. But the thing is, like for men, if you took anabolic steroids and you got big and strong, you're still attractive in your 40s and 50s when you do that, because that's a masculine trait to have big biceps and triceps and delts and traps. For a woman, it's not, and that's what makes it kind of difficult. Is that you can't treat it the same way for a woman, but they want to lose that weight because we carry so much muscle mass around. We can actually take weight off quicker than a woman who doesn't have that much muscle mass, right? And so that's one of the issues. And like I see a lot of women here taking steroids, like a disproportionately high number here. Maybe in Texas, I met a lot like that too. But it was just one of these things where it's like it doesn't have the same benefits for them like it would for a man. That's just what I've seen.
Yeah, there's also a lot of fucking Yahoo trainers that will get these girls on that stuff too without any type of blood work done.
Yeah.
I'm all about blood work. That's something I've done all throughout my career too. I've always monitored my blood work. I've always been very cautious, and that's one of the reasons when I retired, I've had perfect blood work.
Yeah.
And again, goes back to what I was saying. And also, I retired with a full head of hair.
Yeah.
So all these people are like, oh, no way you fucking took when you do. Fuck you, bro. That's exactly what I done.
Yeah.
And I've had 2 kids whilst I was competing. So you can say, oh yeah, well, you might have just hit the target. Well, whatever. But the bottom line is, when it comes to women, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of girls taking stuff, because to your point, right? Say they do some sort of a cycle and they do it for 8 weeks. Then there's a rebound effect after that. So then they feel that they have to continue taking it. Where's the end cap?
These girls, when they're off season, like when they compete, they're off season. I'll see them in the winter, and they look like defensive tackles. Like it's crazy. But they're like, and the thing is though, they'll still have kind of a small waist, but they'll just look like an Eskimo. It's weird to explain. Like they're so not quite jiggly, but almost like inflated. It's this weird look that you see these girls who carry around a lot of muscle, because like you said before, it's like they're not designed the same way. So it's like, it's kind of hard. I was showing my girlfriend the other day, I was like, see that girl? And it was weird because she'd never seen it. The girl was big, maybe a little overweight, but her waist was small. And like, what is going on there? I was like, that girl, she probably takes steroids. She probably competes in the summer and then in the winter.